What is Netflix? A subscription-based streaming service that offers a wide variety of TV shows, movies, documentaries, and more. This case study is for Amy Reinhard, Netflix's current president of advertising. I will be providing recommendations for the following topics and explore the challenges and goals Netflix should reach in the future. I will be discussing the following. How is Netflix doing over time and compared to its main competitors? On which demographics should Netflix focus their marketing campaigns on to try and increase the numbers of subscribers? And I will also be discussing any other interesting insights and recommendations based on previous points. But first, how is Netflix doing? Netflix has seen a steady growth rate since 2013, with revenue increasing from $4.3 billion in 2013 to $33.7 billion in 2023. This is a percentage growth rate of 683%. But why has this happened? A majority of this growth can be attributed to the pandemic years. Lockdowns and restrictions caused movies to flunk in the box office, meaning media companies had to pivot to online streaming services. Some of these streaming services include Peacock, HBO Max, Quibi, and Discovery+. Netflix has been a streaming service since 2007, and with all of this experience and familiarity, Netflix was at the forefront of the streaming war. Netflix already understood their viewers and were familiar with how much their product was worth. With the majority of the world locked inside, streaming services became the new norm, and new competitors were struggling to adapt. This allowed for Netflix's experience to garner an overwhelming majority due to its combination of cheap pricing and its diverse international portfolio, sparking interest and causing this unexpected boom during the pandemic. According to the demographics, Netflix has had an untapped market in the form of age 0 to 11, with the viewership statistic of the group being less than 1%. At first glance, this seems like the obvious group that Netflix should target in their marketing campaigns. Right? Wrong. Netflix should limit their spending on their younger demographics for one timeless reason. One entity that has found their way to dismantle and hold children's animation in their clutches for decades. One corporation that has taken over numerous massive entertainment entities. One business that Netflix would lose against. Disney. To put it simply, Netflix cannot compete with Disney. After over a century of building their empire, Disney has perfected their craft at producing animated movies catered for children, and their archive is the strongest out of any other Western animation studio in both quality and quantity. Disney caters their content for young children to young adults, with 43.6% of their viewership coming from under 25s. In comparison, Netflix's viewership for this segment is 23%. New content catered towards children will not increase Netflix's subscribers significantly. Parents would much rather subscribe to the rich children's catalogue gatekept by Disney+. Netflix should instead focus their marketing campaigns on the 25+ demographic. There is a clear appeal for this, given that the mature show Squid Game recently released their second season, and they broke an incredible number of records, one of which included becoming the #1 TV show in the 93 out of 93 countries that Netflix is currently available in. This leads me on to my second point. International libraries. Netflix is a Western company with countless Western shows. However, their Eastern portfolio is significantly weaker, meaning that there is a surplus of untapped potential Asian markets. The Korean show Squid Game is proof that consumers all over the world are enjoying Eastern media, but this is not a one-hit wonder. There is also evidence in other forms of media. For example, anime. Anime is a style of Japanese film and television animation, typically aimed at adults as well as children. Crunchyroll is the leading anime distributor and recently acquired the second biggest competitor, Funimation, creating the strongest anime library out of every streaming service. It would be obvious to assume that they have also made the most earnings out of all anime distributors. Netflix's earnings generated from anime surpassed Crunchyroll's in 2024. Netflix dominated a market that it shouldn't have. It is a must to invest in Eastern media, as it is evident there is a market in both the Western and Eastern world that clearly wants it. Countries like India and Thailand ranked low on their estimated revenues for 2023, despite having large populations. They also ranked high on the Anime Interest Index. These countries would benefit from a larger anime portfolio. The majority of Netflix's operating expenses are from their content, It is my expectation that this number will only continue to rise, and this is something that should be avoided. Netflix should instead focus on improving their technology and development. Netflix has recently delved into live broadcasting events, and from a business perspective, this is a very lucrative move, as it has the potential to bring in whole new sports-related audiences to Netflix. The first ever live event produced by Netflix was for the Jake Paul vs Mike Tyson boxing event, and this became the most streamed sporting event in history. However, the largest takeaway from the event was that Netflix's streaming capabilities were subpar. The WWE has recently signed a new deal with Netflix to host all past and future events on their platform, and with the product being under new ownership, the WWE is hotter than ever. The WWE has several weekly wrestling shows that have been consistently broadcasting since 1993, and the wrestling fan base is known to be one of the most loyal audiences. This makes it essential for Netflix to improve their streaming capabilities in order to satisfy this audience. The recommendations I leave for Amy Reinhard are: avoid competition with Disney and advertise to mature audiences. Disney has built a repertoire of being children friendly, so parents would rather subscribe to Disney Plus if they wanted children's content. They would not choose a Netflix subscription. Diversify the portfolio by licensing international products. There is a global appeal for Korean dramas as well as anime, and not only would this boost viewership in Eastern countries, but would also boost it in the Western world. Invest in technology and development. Netflix are expanding outside of TV programming and moving towards live broadcasts. With the WWE deal starting on January 7th, it is important for both shareholders and viewers that Netflix sets a good standard, and that it has learned from the Jake Paul Mike Tyson event and improved network stability. In conclusion, what is Netflix? Netflix is a streaming service with a bright future and has the potential to become a great live broadcaster. These few minor changes will see a major improvement in both the product and the business.